Infrastructure as code improves the efficiency and consistency of cloud infrastructure provisioning processes. However, modern cloud architectures are highly dynamic, and organizations struggle to manage security risks. At Accurics, our mission is to enable immutable security so that organizations can embrace the latest cloud-native technologies with confidence. The Accurics platform helps you embed policy guardrails in CI/CD pipelines to ensure your cloud-native infrastructure is provisioned secure and compliant and stays that way in production. We currently provide over 1,500 policies covering standards such as CIS benchmarks, SOC 2, PCI DSS, and more. This video explains how you can use the Accurics orb for CircleCI to mitigate compliance and security best practice violations across infrastructure as code during build time. We'll assume that you've already created a free or paid account at Accurics.com. For purposes of this demo, I'll create a new environment in Accurics. Since we're running from the pipeline, developer mode is what we want. I'll go with the defaults, but feel free to customize your environment if desired. The app in this demo uses Terraform on AWS, and Accurics supports many other types of IAC, such as AWS CloudFormation, Azure Resource Manager, Kubernetes, Istio, OpenFaaS, and more. When I click Finish, the CLI tools will automatically download. We don't really need this copy of the CLI package for the CircleCI orb. We just need the configuration, which is packaged in the download. Note that the configuration is available to download from an existing environment if you don't want to create a new one. Specifically, we want to make note of the env and app values so that the orb reports findings to the right environment. The values listed here are placeholders, and yours will be different. Before we can use those values, we need to enable the Accurics orb. As usual, this is done through the CircleCI config YAML. If you don't already have one, just create a folder named .circleci in the base directory and add a file named config.yml. Toward the end of the video, I'll explain where to find more information. In the CircleCI config YAML, you want to make sure the Accurics orb is listed. Then you can add an Accurics scan job to the appropriate workflows. Be sure to include the appropriate configurations so that Accurics knows what to scan. If you need to provide any options to Terraform during the plan stage, for example, to make secrets available, set those in plan args. Next, we're going to add our project to CircleCI. I already have my repository, so I'll use the Setup Project button. We created our configuration in the last step, so I'll click Use Existing Config, then Start Building. CircleCI is going to try to build the pipeline at this point, but we haven't completed the configuration yet. Remember those Accurics environment and app IDs we collected earlier? Sure enough, the build fails because we're missing the app ID parameter. So let's add those. Those IDs are specified through environment variables in the CircleCI project. We need to add two variables, Accurics API key, which gets the app ID we collected from the Accurics config earlier. I also have my AWS access key in secret so that Terraform can access my AWS environment. Now that we have the complete configuration, we can go back and rerun that failed initial build. It takes a little longer since it's actually scanning things this time. Unfortunately, it fails again, so let's see what's up. This time Accurics successfully scanned the repository and returned a few output variables that you can use to modify behavior in your pipelines. In this case, we failed the build because 6 violations were identified. This information is useful from your pipelines, of course, and the Accurics platform provides additional ways to view and report on findings, including real-time alerts via chat and ticketing systems such as Slack and Jira. Note the same 6 violations identified in our last build. Certain Accurics packages provide remediation as code, meaning they can automatically fix violations and submit a pull or merge request with the changes. Developers simply need to review the request and merge the code to accept the change. Given this flexibility, maybe you don't want to fail the build when violations are found. Let's edit our CircleCI config YAML file so that fail on violations is false and commit. Now that the pipeline has been set up, the build starts automatically when we commit the change. This time it succeeds, and we can see in the Accurics history that the violations are still present. This video provides a quick demo of the Accurics orb for CircleCI. More information about the orb, including usage examples, is available in the CircleCI orb registry. Just search for Accurics.